everyone. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on Instagram. This is Odessa, Doctorate of Natural Medicine and Womb Wellness Coach. So I'm having a bit of an issue here with my Instagram. So just give me a quick moment while I fix this up. I have to sign out and then sign back in again. Wow. Okay. Discarding my video. Y'all just give me a quick second here while I re-up, checking connection, right? Okay, so we're back again on Instagram and on YouTube. Once again, my name is Odessa, Doctorate of Natural Medicine, Womb Wellness Coach, and I wanted to come in and talk today about disrespecting the medicine. Stop disrespecting the medicine. This is so crucial and so important. I mean, everything I say, I think is crucial and important, but this piece here is very, very much at the top of my list. And I've been meaning to have this conversation with you. And why am I saying this? So there's a whole movement now of many people who want to get into natural medicine, who want to be into, healing and, connect to themselves, be more plant-based, and be way more attuned to what's happening around them. But one of the first issues that I'm seeing is that there is no trust in the actual process of what natural medicine means, right? Because you're watching other people talk about it and you're watching other people go through the process, but you're not necessarily trusting that it's going to do the same thing for you. So this is the first problem that I have, right? The second thing that I'm seeing with people is that you've got this doubt about whether the medicine is going to work for you or not. And then what happens is when you start to taste the medicine, your face starts to pucker and you there's all kind of attitude and you have all kinds of nasty comments. You know what I mean? It tastes gross. It tastes like grass. It tastes like garbage, but one thing that we have to remember is that some of your favorite foods have about 600 different artificial flavors that go into creating the flavor that you so desire, you crave, and you need to have on your palate. Okay, 600 artificial flavors. And it's a known fact that the ingredients that are placed on the foods, on the packaging, you are not required to put all of the ingredients. If I'm not mistaken, you have to put at least 6 to 13 or something like that. But you do not have to put all of the ingredients that are in your product on your bag, right? And so as one other influencer says, the front of the bag is for entertainment and the back is for education. And so when you're looking at the ingredients, what is actually in your food? Now, when you make the decision to start eating naturally, when you make the decision to put whole foods in your body, to make your body filled with light, to make your body a light body by eating light foods, aka plants, you are making the decision to retrain your palate. You are making the decision to retrain your habits, to retrain your lifestyle, and to change your molecular structure, your cellular structure, your DNA. You're using the information from these plants to change your body. Now, let's go a little bit deeper. Some of the biggest, most voracious animals that we know, example, gorillas, they eat plants. They eat bamboo shoots, they eat bananas, they eat whatever it is they eat. They don't eat animals, right? When you look at elephants don't eat animals. And these are some of the strongest animals, some of the strongest mammals that we have here on this planet, right? So if the cows eat grass, chickens graze, goats graze, most animals that people consume are eating plants. Most animals are plant-based, right? So we are being told that we need to consume meat to get adequate protein. What we're not being told is that you don't need to consume meat to get adequate protein. You can go straight to the source. I'm the type of person, I like to cut out the middleman, like light body, love that. Yeah, that's right, because plants contain light. They get energy from the sun. They transform that through photosynthesis to create chlorophyll. And this is what we're taking, the phytonutrients, right? So And this creates a light body, right? This is what happens when we say go out into the sun. When we say stand in the sun, you feel different. You feel that sun hit your face. You're smiling. You know what I mean? I can feel my heart expand. I can feel the energy start to build itself up. So this is important that we establish this, right? Light bodies. This is what's happening when we're talking about wanting to be natural, when we're talking about wanting to be in this self-awareness phase, right? So what happens is, yes, sun gazes go straight to the energy source. It's a beautiful thing. I love to do it in the morning time and I do it in the afternoon. I've been missing it these days, but I can feel the difference almost immediately. So now here you are thinking that you have to eat meat, right? And by eating meat, right, most people are going out and buying what's on sale. Y'all stop buying what's on sale, please. Please do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Do your future children a favor. Do the children that are with you now a favor and stop buying the meat that is on sale. You can go onto YouTube, you can go onto any of those sources, and you can watch the videos of people who have gone in to speak with the butchers in the supermarkets and the conversations that they have about the coloring that they put on the food, about turning the food around, the meat around, about inflating it with gases to make it look appealing to you. You don't know this, and here you come home, you add the seasonings on, extra seasoning, right, to cut out the flavor, right, of this old meat, you know what I mean, and consume that. And now here you are, you're suffering. I work with women who are dealing with hormonal issues, right? So you're suffering with hormonal issues. You're eating old meat that you've seasoned so that you can swallow it and feel good. Yes, exactly, right? So you can season it and it can taste good. And the quality of the meat is questionable, right? Because where was it grown? What were the conditions it was grown in? Were these foods given hormones? Right? Most of the times they were. And then when we look at the feed and the fodder that these animals are being given, it's like you know what I mean? Like some of the inside information that I've gotten from, friends who have done documentaries in pig farms, from, friends who have been butchers in the supermarkets, from people who are growing food, like that you really need to have a way, a more rounded and grounded experience of food, of what it is that you are consuming, of what it is that is being sold to you before you consume it. And it's really important that I put this out there so you can understand, because when I am working with women and when we are working on your hormones, we're cutting out the meat. We are not bringing in hormones that are, being pumped into animals. You know what I mean? We are not going to be consuming the foods that are going to throw your body off, right? Is there a way to make herbal medicine more palatable? Yes, there is a way to make herbal medicine more palatable. But before we even get there, right? And this is a really great question. Before we even get to the point of you learning or knowing how to make medicine more palatable, let's take a moment and recognize the power and the strength of plants. Right? If you didn't know how to make the plant more palatable, but you knew that this plant was going to give you the medicine that you need to feel better, right? You need to have more respect for this plant. You need to have more respect for the bitterness that this plant is going to give you, because we will appreciate the sweetness because it feels good, right? It satiates a need that we have, but the sweetness is actually giving you more problems than you need. It's the bitterness that the organs in your body are recognizing as support and as help. It's the acrid flavor. It's the acidity. It's the sourness. It's the combination, right, of pungent, of sour, of salty, of bitter, of sweet, that are giving you the medicine. So before we sit down and have that conversation about how can I make this more palatable, let's take a minute and acknowledge the wisdom of plants. Let's take a minute and acknowledge that these plants have been here for millennia. These plants have been here since the beginning. Okay, these plants have an intelligence, an energetic intelligence that one can perceive if you are able to calm yourself down, your nervous system down, your meditation down, your inner talk down, to be able to perceive and experience what these plants are giving you. Right. And so when we talk about natural medicine, that's right, acknowledging the wisdom of the plants. So when we talk about acknowledging natural medicine, when I specifically talk about acknowledging natural medicine. One of the first things that I tell my clients, especially if you are getting herbal medicine from me and you receive your box of medicine, one of the first things that I'm going to tell you to do in the instructions is to not be disrespectful with your plants and thank them, even though they taste bitter, even though they taste bad, even though they make you dance, hey, they make you dab, hey, even though the medicine is making you do all of the things because it doesn't make your taste buds dance, this medicine is healing your body, right? You can get results from herbal medicine within hours of consuming it. You can get results from herbal medicine within hours of consuming it, right? But here you are putting your hand inside the gift horse mouth and cursing the medicine. It doesn't taste good. I don't like the way it feels. It's making me do all these things. Well, you can stay sick. You can stay sick. You can go back to the doctor and you can get the allopathic medicine that's going to wreak havoc on your gut. You can continue taking the birth control pills that are actually going to create more of a suppression of the problem that you have, right? You can continue to do these things, or, right, if you're on that route, if you're on that journey of natural healing and natural medicine, you can also make the decision to be respectful to the path that you choose. Like we say, what are the sayings that we say? Don't look a gift horse in his mouth. Don't shit where you sleep. Sleeping dogs must lie. You know what I mean? Like all of these different things. Like you cannot shit where you're going to eat. So if you are coming to the plants are receptive. You know what I mean? We have to understand everything on the planet is a sentient being. A plant is a sentient being, and it is giving itself. It's giving its medicine to you. I know I talk different. Y'all. Okay, that's me. But this is the truth. Right? And so if this is what's happening and you are approaching this process and you're approaching the plants and you're very disrespectful to them, why would they want to give you all of what they can give you? Why should they? Why? Tell me. I know for a fact, if my children come to me and they ask me something and they're very disrespectful, I'm going to tell them, you need to go out and you need to come back again and you need to ask that question again. Or you need to think about whatever it is that you just did and you need to come again, right? And this is how I am training my clients and the people around me to be with plant medicine. We take it for granted because let me tell you something. When we are gone, when you have died and passed away, when your spirit has left your body will disintegrate. The minerals will become the earth again. They will go back to the plants. All of these buildings that we have created, all of these monuments, to the ego that we have created are going to be desecrated and they're going to be covered by the plants again. You know what I'm talking about when you go to all of these ancient cultures and you're seeing the trees and the plants growing out of the ground, growing through the windows, covering them over. That's the power of plants. That is a power of plants that contain life-saving energy from the sun. Let me go a step further. It is a known fact that the molecular structure of plants, of chlorophyll that comes from plants, is so similar to hemoglobin. When we are suffering with anemia, if you are dealing with anemia of any sorts, everyone is going to tell you you need to take iron. You need to take iron. Now, if you come to the natural realm, we're going to tell you you need to take chlorophyll. You need to be consuming plants. The molecule, the center molecule of chlorophyll is magnesium, and the structure is the exact same structure as our blood. The only difference is that in our blood, the center is iron, and the center of the plant is magnesium. There's so much magic around us. There's so much healing around us, and we have access to it. But if you are disrespectful to the medicine, man, it really, honestly, it burns me. I watch influencers. Like there's one influencer, Surviving Vegan. Like she's got a lot of really good information. But when I see her pick up her medicine and she's taking the medicine and she's dancing around and talking about it tastes like shit. And it's yes, it does. But be respectful because like you don't have to have access to this information. You know what I mean? You don't have to have access to the plants. You know what I mean? Desiree says, I feel inspired to try my TCM medicine again. That's right. I gave up a few months ago because of the bitterness. I'm going to take your advice and form a spiritual connection first before having it. Exactly. Exactly. Especially listen, man, some of these herbs, they have you dancing for days. They really, really do. But it's a known fact. Like example, bitter is known to be very, very supportive to the liver. Extremely supportive to the liver. And the liver is known to move energy, to move chi through the body. If you have clots, if you have stagnation, if you know what I mean, if you are dealing with anger, outbursts, and all of these things, and you're looking for ways to move the energy, you have to clean out the liver. And taking bitter foods, bitter teas, bitter drinks, this is going to help that process. You know what I mean? Pungent foods are great for the lungs, sour food, all of the different flavors, they represent, a connection to an organ, to the system, right? To the organelles, to the cells. Every single thing has a connection to the body. It serves a purpose. And so if you come to it disrespectful, like people will say, like, you can't go to God in prayer and be disrespectful. Some people will tell you, I got this little mask, is put a little doily on your head when you're going to pray, cover your head when you're going to pray, depending on what your spiritual belief is, right? When you're going to your boss to ask for a raise, if you're going to HR to ask them a question, if you're going to have a conversation with somebody about something that you need, you're not going to go to them and be disrespectful. Hey, I want you to give me something. Give it to me now. What the hell is this that you gave me? I'm going to take it. And you're not going to do that. We don't do it because it isn't ethically right. It doesn't morally feel right. And the other person is not obligated to give you what you want. But here we are with plant medicine, taking the plants, drinking it, cursing it, and being disrespectful and putting it to the side, expecting it to do what we want it to do, but not respecting it to do the job that it's there to do. Okay? So this is what I came on here today to talk about with my jangly earrings. They're so loud. But I wanted to give you all that perspective. We all want to be natural. We want to, give it a chance. You know what I mean? We want to live a better life. We want to be healthier. We want to be more conscious. We want to meditate. We want to connect to spirit. We want to, meld with the sky. However far deep down that road you want to go, I implore you to be respectful of the plants. Be respectful of plant medicine, because plants are sentient beings. Okay, they turn to face the sun. You know what I mean? You talk to them and they flourish. I once had a friend, I had a rose plant. He came up to my rose plant and he talked so badly to my rose plant. The plant died. Okay, they're sentient beings. So let's be a bit more respectful to the medicine, so that the medicine can do its job and bring us back to health and healing. Treat your plant medicine well so that it treats you well. Exactly. So y'all take care. I'll be back again soon to share more wisdom and thoughts with you all. Be well. Bye-bye.